Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the starting of three-phase induction motor, part 2. In yesterday class, we discussed two methods related to starting of induction motor. Now the three remaining we will discuss today. So to discuss this method, first we recall the principle of our induction motor again, so we can visualize what is basically going on. So a three-phase induction motor is nothing but we call is the self-starting motor. We can call it the single excited motor. We call it as a asynchronous motor. Why we call these names, I already explained you. Or when a supply is connected to a stator of a three-phase induction motor, then a rotating magnetic will produce there, and our rotor will start rotating, and that is the reason, or that is the principle behind this three-phase induction motor. Fundamentally, the induction motor is a transformer in which stator is a primary and rotor is short circuited secondary coil. So at the starting, then the voltage induced in the induction motor is the maximum, and that condition the speed of rotor is zero, so the slip becomes equal to 1. It means the rotor impedance is low and rotating current is excessively large, and this large rotor current is reflected in stator. Why I am saying it's reflected in stator? Because of the transformation, because of transformer action. This results the high starting current. It is around 4 to 10 times of the full load current in the starter at low power factor, and consequently the value of starting torque is low. So this large starting current will produce large line voltage drop, and this will adversely affect the operation of other electrical equipment connected to same line. Therefore, it is desirable and necessary to reduce the magnitude of stator current at starting. For that particular purpose, we are using here starters. And what method we use to reduce this stator current at starting? For a squirrel gauge induction motor, yesterday I mentioned only the three method: direct online starter, star delta starter, auto transformer starter. Today I'm mentioning one another method also, and that is the stator resistance starting starter. And in general, we can say it's not used because it suffers from two main drawbacks. So that's why yesterday's class I did not mention, but for sake of knowledge, I am discussing about this today. And then the starter for slip ring and face wound induction motor. Here we use our variable resistance concept, and then we will see how the starter works here. So the third portion or the third part of our starter was the auto transformer starter. This type of starter is suitable for both star and delta connector motors. Whether we connect motor in the or delta connection or star connection, we can use this auto transformer starter here. You can see in this method the starting current. It means you are giving the supply here. Starting current is limited by using the three phase auto transformer. This one, these are the auto transformers, and these are the tapings of auto transformers. And these tapings we use to fix our voltage, starting voltage, at what voltage we want to start our motor, that we can fix using these techniques, this one and this one and this one. All three are the auto transformers. To reduce, so what we are doing, the starting current is limited by using a three-phase auto transformer to reduce the initial stator applied voltage and then connected it to the full voltage as the motor picks up the sufficient speed. So first we will give the low voltage to start our motor, and when pickup motor pickups sufficient speed, then what we will do, we disconnect our auto transformer, and our three-phase supplies directly to given this motor. So what is basically happening in this method? In this method, you see here, it is a handle here. Okay, this one is the handle here, and what we can say basically, these are the, we can say these are the double throw switches, and these double throw switches and this handle arrangement. So you what we are doing at the starting, we are putting our handle position to set like this. It goes in the starting position. So in this position, what is happening, our power supply is connected to this auto transformer via this. Is it okay? So this and this both are attached here. Then second phase is connected to this auto transformer, and third phase is connected to this auto. So I rotate my handle at the starting position, and the starting position, these will connect to each other. If these are connected to each other, then what you will see, your three phase supply is going from first to auto transformer. Here we are using two taps to set the voltage here, and then it comes down and come here, and this is going to motor. Is it okay? Then same is happening for the second auto transformer, and third is same happening, this light way comes here, and this one is this. Is it okay? So the starting, we set our voltage using the auto transformer with the help of the taps. Is it okay? When the motor runs about the 80% of its rated value, that condition, what we do here, this handle moves at the position of run. It means what will be happening here, these connections will disconnected here, and for the three phase supply is connected to here like this way. This will connect here, this will connect here, it will connect here, it will connect here, it will connect here, or it will connect here. So what is happening here, the three phase supply is coming here and comes to here, and then go back and go and comes the motor. So now the supply is directly going to our motor, because now our motor picks up the sufficient speed, and it is around 80% of the rated value. So in this condition, what we are doing, we are putting our handle on the running position, and using the double throw switches, and this condition, these connections are connected to motor now. So in this condition, the auto transfer is disconnected from the circuit, and motor is directly connected to line and achieve the full rated voltage. That is the process here. And auto transformer is what we can say for that particular thing. Okay, the auto transformer has several advantages, like low power losses, low starting current, less radiated heat, and the thermal overload relays provided to overload protection. If we have any problem related to overload protection, then we will use here thermal overload relays. So this is all about the auto transformer starter. Now I'm discussing about the stator resistance starting starter, and this method is no usually we are not preferred to use it, but for the sake of knowledge, I am discussing about this. In this method, you can see what we are doing. Basically, we are external resistance. You see here, R1, R2, R1, R2, R2. These are the external resistance are connected in series with the each phase of stator binding. You see the stator binding is here, stator binding three phase. So I am connecting the external resistance in series with the stator binding. You can see clearly here. Is it? I think it is very much clear here. So what we did here, when first we will give the three phase supply. So what we want to do, we want to reduce our stator current at the starting. So first what we are doing, we are closing over these one and two and three points. So if we are closing these, then you can see the current will flow this, and then from this resistance and this resistance here it will be moved. Same will happening here, the current will move, and then same is here, the current will move. So in the starting the resistance is high, so the current will reduce. Then if the motor started, then what we want to do here, we will reduce our resistance here. So what we are doing in this case, in the first step we connect. Now in the next what we are closed, this one closed, this one closed, and this one closed. So in this condition what is happening, the current is going from this to this and then only R2. So the first, in the first case the resistance will be high, in the second case the resistance will low, so the current will increase here. So we do this. Okay, when our motor is rated, achieve the speed as per the rated speed, that condition what we are doing, we close, finally we close first, second, and third, all these three will close. So it means our resistance has been, we can say that this resistance has been removed from the circuit, and now the three phase supply is directly going to our starter. So in this way we can use this starter. So the voltage drop across the resistance, so available voltage across motor terminal is reduced, or hence the starting voltage. And then what we are doing, we are cutting our resistance in one and two steps more. And when the motor attains rated speed, then resistance is completely cut out and full line voltage is applied to rotor. Now what are the two basic drawbacks using this method? The first drawback is the reduced voltage applied to motor during the starting period lowers the starting torque and hence increase the accelerating time. So the accelerating time is increased in this process. And second is a lot of power is wasted in the starting resistance. So these are the two main drawbacks using this stator resistance starting, and that's why we avoid to use this type of the starting. Now I will discuss about the starting method for slip ring motor, or we can say this the phase bound induction motor also. And this nomenclature basically based on which type of the rotor we are using here. So you see this uh, circuit diagram here carefully, and the slip ring motors are invariably started by rotor resistance starting. So why I'm calling this the rotor resistance starting, because here we are connecting the series resistance with the rotor circuit. That's why we are calling this motor started by the rotor resisting starting. You see there are three type of the variable resistance here. So in this method what we are doing, basically a variable star connected rheostat, you can see, we can see resistance or rheostat 1 and 2 and 3 are connected to rotor circuit. So this one is the our rotor circuit. The whole is our rotor circuit. This, and then is a shaft and the slip rings and these process. All structure is known as the rotor circuit here. So these three rheostat are connected series with the rotor circuit with the help of the slip ring and brushes. Is it okay? And the full supply voltage is applied to stator binding. So what we are doing, it is our stator binding here, and in the stator binding we are giving our three phase input supply here and here and here, and it is the rotor, and it is nothing but the air gap. And that process we know how the induction motor comes. So the same principle works here. So what will be happening here? Basically at starting the rotor resistance at the maximum. So you see, in the starting what we are doing, we are setting the resistance at this maximum point. It means here the resistance is very high. So that's at that point we are putting our resistance is the high resistance here, and we are saying it is the starting point. Thus the current supply to stator is reduced. We are saying कि the stator current supply is reduced. Why I am saying it is reducing the stator? Because I am working on the rotor. Because it is saying due to the transformation or transformer phenomena. In this case, our rotor current is reflected in the stator. That's why I am saying कि when we putting our rheostat at the high value, and that condition the supply current of stator is reduced. Is it okay? Or the rotor begins rotate, and the rotor resistance gradually cut out as the speed of motor increases. So what we basically doing, we are putting the this is at high position, and that condition the current will rotor current will decrease, and that will be see the reflection in the stator current, because due to transformation, or we can see the transformer action. So we can see this, and when it is decrease, that is our purpose to decrease the starting current using stator. And rotor begins rotate once the rotor start rotating. And that condition what we are doing, we are gradually decreasing our resistance here in this way, in this direction, moving in this direction. So the resistance will decrease here when the motor is running at its rated full load speed. That condition, the starting resistance are cut out completely from the rotor circuits. So if this rotor is started running at the full rated load position, that condition this resistance move in this direction and it's completely removed. It means it comes in at the zero position. And our slip rings are short circuited now. Our slip, you can see this slip rings are, because we are putting our resistance is zero, so these are the short circuited through this one. It goes like this way. So everything is short circuited using this one, and again you see from this. So these are the short circuited here. By inserting external resistance in the rotor circuit, not only the starting current is reduced, but at the same time, starting torque is increased due to improvement in the power factor. And this type of motor we are using when necessary to start the three-phase induction motor on load. That condition, we will prefer to use phase wound motor. So this is all about this starting method of slip ring induction motor. Now I want to discuss comparison between the squirrel cage and slip ring induction motor. So the comparison, we are doing the comparison based on the seven parameters: rotor construction, starting, and so if you are talking about the rotor construction, then the bars are used in this, because in the squirrel cage we are using the copper bars, conductor bars here. Squirrel cage motor is very simple, rigged and long lasting. No slip ring and brushes are used, but here you see the winding wire is to be used. One rotor require attention, slip ring and brushes needed, and also need the frequent maintenance. So this is the comparison based on the rotor construction. Starting, if we are talking about the starting, or we are talking about the starter, then it can be started by direct online and start delta or auto transformer starter. But here the resistance, rotor resistance starter is required. In last slide we have discussed about this. Here this only this will applicable. And the starting torque, if you are talking here, it is low, it is very high. Starting current, if you are talking, then the square gauge it is high, and here it is low. And if we are talking about the speed variation, then Not easy, could not be varied in large step by the pole changing on through the smaller incremental step through thyristor or by the frequency variance. Here easy to vary the speed. So the speed variation in easy in the slip ring motor, or we can say in the phase bound water motor. Sorry. Speed change is possible by inserting rotor resistance using thyristor or by using frequent variation inject EMF in the rotor circuit cascading. Maintenance, if you are talking about in terms of the maintenance, then the squirrel cage motor require almost zero maintenance, but in the slip ring motor requires frequent maintenance. And if we are talking about the cost, so we can see the squirrel cage motor is cost effectively rather than the slip ring motors. So this is all about the starting of induction motor as well as the comparison between the squirrel cage and slip ring induction motor. So I think you understood the concept behind the starting of induction motor. If you have any problem, then you write a mail to me at sham@gwc.ac.in. Thank you.